87. 87 of our one-year Bible read. Today is March the 25th, which means we're reading today for March the 27th. How y'all doing? Welcome to day 87. Sorry we started a little late. I had to work on my car. I was having a little couple issues. So they're gonna kind of push me past my time window a little bit, but it's all good. We're here anyways. We made it to where we got to be at, so it don't really matter, to be completely honest. And today we're here for day 87 in a row. 87 days in a row of reading. 87 days in a row. And today we're reading from Deuteronomy 7, 1 through 8, and then on verse 20. Luke 7, 36 through 8, and then on verse 3. These numbers don't add up, I'm not gonna lie. Psalm 69, 1 through 18, and then Proverbs 12, 1. Hey, what's up, Skip? How you doing, bro? Starting with Deuteronomy tonight, we're gonna hop into it. Hey, Skip, don't forget to like the stream. I feel like my normals keep coming in the stream recently and not immediately liking the streams. You know, hey, what's up, Ben? Hey, I need y'all to like the stream though. I appreciate y'all being here, but I need y'all to like this stream. But starting from Deuteronomy 7, 1 through 8, and then on verse 20. I know the numbers don't add up there. That really doesn't add, 1 through 8, and then on verse 20 doesn't make any sense. But hey, let's get into our verse tonight. Hey, appreciate the like on the stream. When the Lord your God brings you into the land you are about to enter and occupy, he will clear away many nations ahead of you. The Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, Hivites, and the Jebusites. These 7 nations are greater and more numerous than you. When the Lord your God hands these nations over to you and you conquer them, you must completely destroy them. Make no treaties with them and show them no mercy. You must not intermarry with them. Do not let your daughters and sons marry their sons and daughters, for they will lead your children away from me to worship other gods. Then the anger of the Lord will burn against you, and he will quickly destroy you. This is what you must do. You must break down their pagan altars and shatter their sacred pillars. Cut down their Asherah poles and burn their idols. For you are a holy people who belong to the Lord your God. Of all the people on earth, the Lord your God has chosen you to be his own special treasure. The Lord did not set his heart on you and choose you because you were numerous than other nations, for you were the smallest of all nations. Rather, it was simply because the Lord loves you, and he was keeping the oath he had sworn to your ancestors. That is why the Lord rescued you with such a strong hand from your slavery and from the oppressive hand of the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Understand, therefore, that the Lord your God is indeed God. He is the faithful God who keeps his covenant for 1,000 generations and lavishes his unfailing love on those who love him and obey his commands. But he does not hesitate to punish and destroy those who reject him. Therefore, you must obey all these commands, decrees, and regulations I am giving you today. If you listen to these regulations and faithfully obey them, the Lord your God will keep his covenant of unfailing love with you, as he promised with an oath to your ancestors. He will love you and bless you, and he will give you many children. He will give fertility to your land and your animals. When you arrive in the land he swore to give your ancestors, you will have large harvests of grain, new wine and olive oil, and great hordes of cattle, sheep and goats. And you will be blessed above all the nations of the earth. None of your men or women will be childless, and all your livestock will bear young. And the Lord will protect you from all sickness. He will not let you suffer from the terrible diseases you knew in Egypt, but he will inflict them on all your enemies. You must destroy all the nations the Lord your God hands over to you. Show them no mercy, and do not worship their gods, or they will trap you. Perhaps you will think to yourselves, how can we ever conquer these nations that are so much more powerful than we are? But don't be afraid of them. Just remember what the Lord your God did to the Pharaoh and to all the land of Egypt. Remember the great terrors the Lord your God sent against them. You saw it all with your own eyes. And remember the miraculous signs and wonders and the strong hand and powerful arm with which he brought you out of Egypt. The Lord your God will use the same power against all the people you fear. And then the Lord your God will send terror to drive out those few survivors still hiding from you. No, do not be afraid of those nations, for the Lord your God is among you, and he is a great and awesome God. The Lord your God will drive those nations out ahead of you little by little. You will not clear them away all at once, otherwise the wild animals would multiply too quickly for you. But the Lord your God will hand them over to you. He will throw them into complete confusion until they are destroyed. He will put their kings in your power, and you will erase their names from the face of the earth. No one will be able to stand against you, and you will destroy them all. You must burn their idols in fire, and you must not covet their silver or gold that covers them. You must not take it, or it will become a trap to you, for it is detestable to the Lord your God. Do not bring any detestable objects into your home, for then you will be destroyed, just like them. You must utterly detest such things, for they are set apart for destruction. Be careful to obey all the commands I am giving you today. Then you will live and multiply, and you will enter and occupy the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors. Remember how the Lord your God led you through the wilderness for 40 years, humbling you and testing you to prove your character, and to find out whether or not you would obey his commands. Yes, he humbled you by letting you go hungry and then feeding you with manna, a food previously unknown to you and your ancestors. He did it to teach you that the people do not live by bread alone. Rather, we live by every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. For all these 40 years, your clothes didn't wear out, and your feet didn't blister or swell. Think about it. Just as a parent disciplines a child, the Lord your God disciplines you for your own good. So obey the commands of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and fearing him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land of flowing streams and pools of water, with fountains and springs that gush out in valleys and hills. It is a land of wheat and barley, of grapevines, fig trees, and pomegranates, of olive oil and honey. It is a land where food is plentiful and nothing is lacking. It is a land where iron is as common as stone, and copper is as abundant in the hills. When you have eaten your fill, be sure to praise your Lord your God for the good land he has given you. But that is a time to be careful. Beware that in your plenty, do not forget the Lord your God and disobey his commands, regulations, and decrees that I am giving you today. For when we have become full and prosperous, and have built fine homes to live in, and when your flocks and herds have become very large, and your silver and gold have multiplied, along with everything else, be careful. Do not become proud at that time, and forget the Lord your God, who rescued you from slavery in the land of Egypt. Do not forget that he led you through the great and terrifying wilderness with his poisonous snakes and scorpions, where it was so hot and dry. He gave you water from the rock. He fed you with manna in the wilderness, a food unknown to your ancestors. He did this to humble you and test you for your own good. He did all this so you would never say to yourself, I have achieved this wealth with my own strength and energy. Remember the Lord your God. He is the one who gives you power to be successful in order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed to your ancestors with an oath. But I assure you of this, if you ever forget the Lord your God and follow other gods, worship and bowing down to them, you will certainly be destroyed. Just as the Lord has destroyed other nations in your path, you will also be destroyed if you refuse to obey the Lord your God. And chat, that is the end of our read tonight. Hey, what's up, follower? How you doing? It's a blessing to see another young follower of the Word of God. Never stop reading his Word and loving him. Facts, we're doing a 365-day read of the Word. That was Deuteronomy 7:1-8, and then on verse 20. Now in chat, we're going to hop into Luke 7:36-8, and then on verse 3. One of the Pharisees asked Jesus to have dinner with him. So Jesus went to his home and sat down to eat. When a certain immoral woman from that city heard what he was eating, there she brought a beautiful alabaster jar filled with expensive perfume. Then she knelt behind him at his feet, weeping. Her tears fell on his feet, and she wiped them off with her hair. Then she kept kissing his feet and putting perfume on them. When the Pharisee who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would know what kind of woman is touching him. She's a sinner. Then Jesus answered his thoughts. Simon, he said to the Pharisee, I have something to say to you. Go ahead, teacher, Simon replied. Then Jesus told him this story. A man loaned money to two people, 500 pieces of silver to one and 50 pieces to the other. But neither of them could repay him. So he kindly forgave them both, canceling their debts. Who do you suppose loved him more after that? Simon answered, I suppose the one from whom he canceled the larger debt. That's right, Jesus said. Then he turned to the woman and said to Simon, look at this woman kneeling here. When I entered your home, you didn't offer me water to wash the dust from my feet, but she washed them with her tears and wiped them with her hair. You didn't greet me with a kiss, but from the time I first came in, she has not stopped kissing my feet. You neglected the courtesy of olive oil to anoint my head, but she has anointed my feet with red perfume. I tell you, her sins, and they are many, have been forgiven. So she has shown me much love. But a person who is forgiven little shows only little love. Then Jesus said to the woman, your sins are forgiven. The men at the table said among themselves, who is this man that he goes around forgiving sins? And Jesus said to the woman, your faith has saved you. Go in peace. Soon afterward, Jesus began a tour of the nearby towns and villages, preaching and announcing the good news about the kingdom of God. He took his 12 disciples with him, along with some women who had been cured of evil spirits and diseases. Among them were Mary Magdalene, from whom he cast out 7 demons, Joanna, the wife of Chuza, Herod's business manager, Susanna, and many others who were contributing from their own resources to support Jesus and his disciples. And chat, that is the end of our read tonight from Luke 7:36 through 8, ending on verse 3. Now let's hop into Psalms 69, 1 through 18. Okay, so save me, O God, for the flow waters are up to my neck. Deeper and deeper I sink into the mire. I can't find a foothold. I am in deep water, and the floods overwhelm me. I am exhausted from crying for help. My throat is parched, and my eyes are swollen with weeping. Waiting for my God to help me. Excuse me. Those who hate me without cause outnumber the hairs on my head. Many enemies try to destroy me with lies, demanding that I give back what I didn't steal. Oh God, you know how foolish I am. My sins cannot be hidden from you, and don't let those who trust in you be ashamed because of me. O sovereign Lord of heaven's armies, don't let me be the cause. Don't let me cause them to be humiliated, O God of Israel. For I endure insults for your sake. Humiliation is written all over my face. Even my brothers pretend they don't know me. They treat me like a stranger. Passion for your house has consumed me, and the insults of those who insult you have fallen on me. When I weep and fast, they scoff at me. When I dress in burlap to show sorrow, they make fun of me. I am the favorite topic of town gossip, and all the drunks sing about me. But I keep praying to you, Lord, hoping this time you will show me favor. In your unfailing love, O God, answer my prayer with sure salvation. Rescue me from the mud. Don't let me sink any deeper. Save me from those who hate me, and pull me from these deep waters. Don't let the floods overwhelm me, or the deep waters swallow me, or the pit of death devour me. Answer my prayers, O Lord, for your unfailing love is wonderful. Take care of me, for your mercy is plentiful. Don't hide you from your servant. Answer me quickly, for I am in deep trouble. Come and redeem me, free me from my enemies. And chat, that was the end of our read tonight from Psalms 69, 1 through 18. Now, Proverbs 12, 1. To learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction. And now, the value of a woman. The value of a woman. The value of a woman. When Jesus walked the earth, women were treated disrespectfully and considered less valuable than men. Yet Jesus treated women with dignity, even disreputable women. He healed women and invited them to travel and minister with him. He honored a woman who extravagantly honored him while others criticized her. And when he rose from the tomb, he first appeared to women. So why do men continue to treat women? So why do men continue to treat women as inferiors? Men and women alike bear God's image. So follow Jesus' example. Find ways to honor and support the women in your life. Let's read it one more time. When Jesus walked the earth, women were treated disrespectfully and considered less valuable than men. Yet Jesus treated women with dignity, even disreputable women. He healed women and invited them to travel and minister with him. He honored a woman who extravagantly honored him while others criticized her. And when he rose from the tomb, he first appeared to women. So why do men continue treating women as inferiors? Men and women alike bear God's image. So follow Jesus' example. Find ways to honor and support the women in your life. I feel like that's a great way. I don't even feel like I really want to go over anything else. I feel like that's just a great way, you know. Hey, I'll make sure to make it that. Hey, you made it. You write your own time, bro. I feel like that's a great way, you know. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna ask for wisdom and clarity first. I'm not even gonna speak for my own understanding. I'm gonna ask for wisdom and clarity first. Okay, so let's go over this Proverbs. This Proverbs one more time. Proverbs 12:1. To learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction, right? Um, there were a couple things that stood out while I was reading, um, and I am okay, and I am pushed towards going over those things. Okay, and this is verse 11 for Deuteronomy 7:1-8. This is verse 11. But that time is a time to be careful. Beware that in your planning you do not forget the Lord your God and disobey his commands, regulations, and decrees that I am giving you today. But when you have become full and prosperous and have built fine homes to live in, and when your flocks and herds have become very large and your silver and gold have multiplied, along with everything else, be careful. Do not become proud at that time and forget the Lord your God, who rescued you from slavery in the land of Egypt. So when everything starts working out the way it's supposed to work out, don't become boastful and prideful. And I want to hold up. And there was another, as I was saying that part, it came to me. But I assure you this, if you ever forget the Lord and follow other gods, worshiping and bow down to them, you will certainly be destroyed. Okay? Okay, there we go. This is where I was. Verse 16. He fed you with manna in the wilderness, a food unknown to your ancestors. He did this to humble you and test you for your own good. He did all this so you would never say to yourself, I have achieved this wealth with my own strength and energy. Remember the Lord your God. He is the one who gives you power to be successful in order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed with your ancestors with an oath. That's why that came. He did all this so you would never say to yourself, I have achieved this wealth with my own strength and energy. And I know exactly why I read that verse. But let's read verse 11 one more time. But that time is the time to be careful. Beware that in your planning you do not forget the Lord your God and to disobey his commands, regulations, and decrees that I'm giving you today. For when you have become full and prosperous and have built fine homes to live in, and when your flocks and herds have become very large and your silver and gold have multiplied, along with everything else, be careful. Do not become proud at that time and forget the Lord your God, who rescued you from slavery in the land of Egypt. He did all this so you will never say to yourself, I have achieved this wealth with my own strength and energy. Remember the Lord your God. He is the one who gives you power to be successful in order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed to your ancestors with an oath. Never forget that it is not you who is accomplishing all these things. It's God working through you. And never become boastful, proud, and pretty much shameless in your declaration of your own self, right? That's the thing that when people talk about new age things, that's one thing about the new age thing that I don't really vibe with, is people get really boastful of themselves and what they believe they did themselves, right? And here God tells you not to become boastful, not to claim all these things as things you've done, because you definitely didn't do them. And if God were to ever leave you, you would know for a fact that you didn't do them. Excuse me. And okay, so we'll go back over Proverbs 12:1 one more time. So to learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction. And we want to read the value of a woman one more time. That was brought up numerous times before, but let's read this, because there's been, we'll talk about this in the next read, but let's read this part right here. Okay, the value of a woman. So when Jesus walked the earth, women were treated disrespectfully and considered less valuable than men. Yet Jesus treated women with dignity, even disreputable women. He healed women and invited them to travel and minister with him. He honored a woman who extravagantly honored him while others criticized her. And when he rose from the tomb, he first appeared to women. So why do men continue treating women as inferiors? Men and women alike bear God's image. So follow Jesus' example. Find ways to honor and support the women in your life. I know a lot of all of us, most of us, quite a bit of us have women in our life, right? Um, and today I want to ask you to do something nice for one of those women in your life. Today I want to ask you to do something nice for one of those women in your life. Do something considerate. It's a great way to love your neighbor, right? And to ease this whole conflict we have going on in the U.S. of A. with men and women, I don't think it's necessary, and I feel like we should be friends. I feel like we should all get along with each other. I feel like we should all just get along with each other for real. But let's read it one more time. The value of a woman. When Jesus walked the earth, women were treated disrespectfully and considered less valuable than men. Yet Jesus treated women with dignity, even disreputable women. He healed women and invited them to travel and minister with him. He honored a woman who extravagantly honored him while others criticized her. And when he rose from the tomb, he first appeared to women. So why do men continue treating women as inferiors? Men and women alike bear God's image. So follow Jesus' example. Find ways to honor and support the women in your life. And that's how we're going to wrap up today's message. Hey, what's up, Ben? How you doing, Ben? That's how we're going to wrap up today's message, man. That's how we're gonna wrap up today's. Hey, go find. You probably have at least one woman in your life. Hey, go do something nice. Even if you are a woman, go do something nice for another woman. You feel me? Just go do that. Just go do that today, tomorrow maybe. It's kind of late. I know we have somebody we care about in our lives, right? And if you don't have any women in your life that you can go do something nice for, just go do something nice for somebody. Just go do something nice for somebody. Just anybody. um, um, and also, y'all stayed. That's crazy. I appreciate y'all for staying when the stream got got destroyed right then. It's all good. Though, it stopped. Am I at my points? Indeed, it did. That was funny. Ben, I have to do your tallies. I have to check your points. Actually, I don't know where you are. Actually, I've seen you a couple times, but I'm not sure how consistent you've been. I would have to look at that. But we're just gonna wrap up the stream here before my phone cuts off again. Yeah, but if there's nobody in your vicinity, right? Just go find somebody to do something nice for, man. So I feel like some stranger deserves something nice done for them today. Yeah, or pray for one. But if you can physically do something nice for somebody, I prefer it if you just physically did something nice for somebody for sure. That would be amazing. And if you absolutely cannot get to anybody physically, for sure pray for somebody. That's not the last. That's not the last thing to do, but I prefer if you did something physically. Prefer y'all go outside, yeah. And also that's what I was talking about, and that was the other part of the word tonight was don't become proud, overly proud, boastful about things that God did for you, right? One thing that as people, we tend to do, right, is when things happen for us, we tend to claim those things as something that we did. We forget that we spent nights and nights praying for those things to happen, right? Or we spent probably nights and nights also asking, or days and days asking God when it was going to happen, right? And then when it finally happens, we forget that the entire time we were waiting for that to happen, we were asking God for it, right? And then we claim it as something that we did, right? And you didn't do that. You may have asked and done your part, which is asking for it to happen, but your impatience made it take longer, one. And if you would have just asked it one time and let it be, it probably would have happened already, right? So you didn't do it. You more than likely made it take longer than what it should have took. So don't claim it as something you did. Do you feel me? Don't claim it as something you did. Do you feel me? Because you didn't do it. You did your part. You feel me? But there's a lot more than just your part that goes into everything. And you're just not aware of it because it's not your job to, right? So yeah, don't become, overly proud and boastful. You didn't do it. Even if God spoke to you and had you write all these things, had you write a whole bunch of stuff down, you remember that You know, that didn't really come from you. It's not because you're so smart or you're so intelligent that these things are happening. That's not why it happened. That's not why it happened. You know, that is I hate using the word. I don't like, well, not hate, but I don't really care for using the word ego because it's so contradictory. But you know, as to fulfill yourself and how you and how you feel and how you picture yourself. Yes, people tend to claim things that are not done by them as something they did, right? I'm sure we've all probably done something like that at least one time. There was something that we didn't actually have anything to do with, or we claimed it. Like, you know, you ever did a group project and you got this really smart dude in your group? That was me, and he did all the work. He did all the work because his mom doesn't allow him to get B's, so he had to get an A on his project. So he took over the entire project and did it all. But then everybody else in the group also claimed the work. It's the same thing. It's the same concept. You didn't do any of the work, you just asked. And you claiming, you know, and then you end up claiming that you did all this. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. Stop it. You know, stop it. You know, humble yourself, okay? Humble yourself. You did not do that. It's not because you're so smart that it happened. It's not because you're this and this and this. It's not, none of that is relevant at all. None of it is relevant. God has no respect to person. God will bless a hobo on the side of the street. There will be a hobo on the side of the street. It will be a hobo today and be a rich millionaire tomorrow. You know, you didn't do any of that. It's not because you're so smart. It's not because you are who you are. It's not because you're so special. It's just because God is amazing. And that is why. That's literally just it. That's literally just it. God is amazing. You don't know how to explain it, so stop trying to explain it. That's that it. You know? And it's hard, and you can't try to explain these things to people who don't want to hear it. Because all you're gonna do is talk yourself in a circle. And then you're gonna question your faith. That's never the path to go. You know? So if they're obviously not hearing you, stop talking. Stop talking. It's unnecessary, and eventually God will open their eyes. You feel me? Eventually they will see what they didn't see before. So don't even waste your breath. You feel me? Hear it from somebody who had to learn these lessons himself, you know, through life experiences. Just don't even worry about it. If it's not being receptive, you ain't got to force it. If it won't hear from you, they hear from somebody else, and it's cool. And that's cool. You know, you just move on with your life and do what else God got you, got planned for you to do. You feel me? And that's some of the best advice I could probably give. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's probably some of the best advice I can give. It's probably some of the best advice I can give right there for sure. But thank y'all for staying with me, especially because the stream turned off and then we came back. You know, but I just want to reiterate what we got today from today's word. You know, don't become prideful, don't become boastful. You know, you didn't do any of that work. You just asked, and then you had to learn how to be patient to get what you asked for, right? And that's all you did. You asked, and then you had to learn how to be patient. That's all you did, right? Then and then two, you know, don't disrespect women. Women, you know, do I stay mod? Yeah, you for sure stay mod, bro. Don't disrespect women, bro. You know, they gave birth to you. You know, they did something as amazing enough as giving birth to a human being, right? And then they usually love you, especially your moms, most of the time. I know some moms out there, maybe not. I've heard of these tales, right? But most moms really love their kids, for real. And they really be down for the kids, even when they mess up, right? And, you know, so, you know, if you got your mom in your life, man, appreciate your mom, for sure, you know? And if it's not even your mom and you got a good woman in your life, make sure that she knows she's appreciated. Because why not? Why not make sure she knows she's appreciated? She probably makes sure you know you appreciate it. So, you know, why not do that? You feel me? Why not? I don't see any reason to not do that. You feel me? And that's it. That's it tonight. That's it for day 87 in a row. Tomorrow will be day 88. So if you want to stay tuned for tomorrow's magic number, day 88, you gotta like, comment, you gotta like and subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night for day 88 in a row of the One Year Bible Read. Let's hit this outro for all the new people. We all got the limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. And thank you for all the likes that we get on the streams and on the channel and the videos. And I'm going to see y'all next time. And on the next episode of Limitless Core, day 87, in the road tomorrow, day 88. See y'all tomorrow. Peace. Have a great rest of y'all night.